Well, from Viking raiders to maritime saviours, few people have failed to be in awe of the little ships and their crews who crossed the Channel in 1940 to rescue Allied soldiers in France.
The Dunkirk fleet saved thousands of lives, and among the vessels was a riverboat from Burnham-on-Crouch in Essex called the Vanguard. Locals now hope to restore her, as Russell Hookey reports.
Some might call them the saviours of the little ship. Others might doubt their sanity. They're here to resurrect the Vanguard, a 1930s riverboat built here at Burnham-on-Crouch in Essex.
Well, she's special because she's a Dunkirk little ship, and she left here on May the 30th, 1940, with 2 other boats, and between them, they rescued about 600 soldiers from the beaches of Dunkirk.
Well, it was 81 years ago that the Vanguard gracefully slipped into the water behind me, having been built at Prior's Boatyard here. She was designed by Norman Dallimore, who lived just next door, but neither he nor those who were involved in her construction could have had any idea as to what would lie ahead for her.
800 private boats, known as the Dunkirk Little Ships, sailed from Britain in 1940 as part of Operation Dynamo to rescue more than 338,000 troops from the beaches of northern France. But after the war, their use was far more mundane. The Vanguard eventually ended up abandoned and fire damaged on Canvey Island. Her story would have ended there, but for the determination of those who remembered her finest hour.
How did it feel when you saw that boat coming around the corner?
Well, really, we was very proud. Glenys and I, my wife, we was really, really proud to get it here.
I was quite emotional.
I was very emotional. I started crying. Glenys started crying, and we just hugged one another.
She's now laid up at a nearby railway museum, alongside the tube train recently used in the film The Darkest Hour, an appropriate location to bring the granddaughter of her skipper and the grandson of her designer together for the first time.
So this shows the actual layout of the boat, which your grandfather would have been here steering Vanguard as they approached the beaches off Dunkirk.
When he got back, a few days later and that, my mother said that she could remember him saying, and remember him crying.
Yeah.
Because of the people that he'd left behind.
The repair of the Vanguard is a huge task, but confidence is high, it is possible.
The time factor will all depend on the amount of money that we can raise and the amount of, or the number of experts that we can encourage to come and work on it.
In time, the Vanguard could be reunited with other little ships, including Bessie the Norfolk Welker, which is being restored by the charity Rescue Wooden Boats at Stiffkey. It previously rebuilt the former lifeboat, the Lucy Lavers. Bringing the Vanguard back to Burnham is only half the battle, though. She's reliant not just on a willingness of locals to pick up a scraper and lend a hand, but also on them digging deep in their pockets if she's ever going to ply these waters again. Russell Hookey, ITV News, Burnham-on-Crouch in Essex.
Wow, what a labour of love that's going to be.
Yeah, and Chris is here to talk about maritime meteorology.
Well, there's a bit of a tenuous link, but two stories back, we were talking about Vikings.
We were.
And